Okay, so our next one is talking about the coronavirus, also
Yeah.
known as the crown virus, and like how did it came about? Is it the same way like most other viruses, or is it different?
They are not different. Almost all the viruses came from the same host, which is the bat.
The bat, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened is the bat is a very good host, right? Because they can travel 1,000 miles and they carry these microorganisms and pathogens around. So people who feed a lot on meat are easily to contract viruses, not even only the coronaviruses, any virus in general.
Yeah. And so and this virus is right. It doesn't affect the animals like the bat, just the humans.
It doesn't affect the bat because the bats are good hosts. We call them reserve DNA attraction. They are good hosts of the virus. And bats, they live very long.
Yeah, yeah.
And they can travel thousands. But we humans, our DNA are too weak for certain. So when these viruses get into our system, they weaken the cells, then we easily contract diseases.
A virus that affected West Africa, right? Why did it not spread to other places? Like we have the coronavirus that has spread all over the world. Why was it just only within a few West African countries?
Okay, so when the first case of Ebola was discovered in Africa, what they did was the people who were infected were quarantined. Right now, the World Health Organization, through drastic measures, sent delegates of public officials to come in to solve the problem. So what helped was the quarantine aspect of it. They were quarantined. There were a lot of isolation centers for these infected patients. They make sure they don't go out anywhere. They were restricted. And now Africa as a whole were even restricted not to travel anywhere because of the Ebola virus. That's why it remained within Africa. It was an epidemic and it didn't go anywhere.
So are there any similarities or differences between this Ebola virus and the crown virus?
Yes, there are similarities. The similarities is the host. They all come from one host, which is the bat.
Bat, yeah.
Yeah, but the differences is how they infect, their symptoms and how they infect. You get the Ebola, you contract the Ebola from direct contact, body fluids, as in urine, semen, vomiting, feces, blood.
Yeah.
But with the coronavirus, you get it through inhalation, that is sneezing, coughing. Yeah, so that is the difference and the similarities.
And what are some of the preventive measures that we can put in place in order to protect ourselves from this kind of viruses?
Yeah, there are 3 personal preventive measures that we need to take. 1 is washing our hands frequently. And 2, we try to get away from crowd. And 3, talking about behavior. Now, if I must explain washing of hands like this, like sneezing and coughing is an involuntary action.
Yeah.
So let's say you get to somewhere like 7-Eleven, you're trying to get something to eat. The person selling might have sneezed without knowing because an involuntary action might wipe the nose with the hand or cough and cover the mouth. And droplets can just be on the fingers or in the palm. And the person can just sell to you without knowing. And you being hungry or nothing, you can just eat it. By that way, if the person is a carrier of the coronavirus, you'll be a victim. You can also get it.
Yeah.
So that is when immediately you go out to the market or anywhere, when you get home, the first thing you have to do is to wash your hands. And secondly, getting away from the crowd. Because of this respiratory droplet, the sneezing and the coughing, to avoid that, you don't have to go close to a lot of people. If you want to go close to some people, that's when a face mask comes in. For our work, we being teachers, we can't avoid a crowd.
Exactly.
So the preventive measure, if we need to put on the mask And the behavior being one of the most important is how we are going to keep our environment clean. And secondly, the food we eat. We have to be choosy and picky. When there's a virus outbreak like this, we have to know the type of meat to eat. It's better to stick more to some eggs or other source of protein.